Hallå och välkomna till Lunds Fontänhusets nya YouTube-program Fikafredag. Jag heter Ryan Francisco Aguilar. På Fikafredag vi ska prata med alla människor från hela landet och borta här. Det går bra. Här vi ska prata med conspiracy theorists, doctors, lawyers, läkare, lärare, brevbärare, undersköterskas, politicians. Denna program här, vi pratar med FlatEarthDave.com som heter Dave Weiss. Ta hans dyrbara tid att prata med mig om han och platt jord konversationen. Så, tack så mycket att ni tittar på Fikafredag. Titta till final om videon här. Och jag ska ha en lite gift för dig, för ni. Tack så mycket. Så vi ska prata engelska också. OBS, we will speak English in this entire interview except for now. So, what do you gotta do? Varsågod! Nice. Cool. Thanks, Mr. FlatEarthDave, for coming to the Lunds Fontänhus podcast YouTube channel.
I was a little concerned that you were going to be speaking Swedish because every video on your channel is in Swedish.
Yeah, so you checked out the channel or the webpage?
It was in Swedish.
But I mean, you could Google translate some stuff, right? You could do the.
I could, but I didn't.
So, do you want to know a little bit what we're about then?
Sure, go ahead, hit me up.
We're the fountain house, Fontänhus in Swedish or in English is fountain house. So the fountain house first began in 1896 in New York, and I forget her name. I should know. Hopefully, I'll know. Probably gonna get in trouble for forgetting it all, but she started an outreach to mentally challenged people, and she made this house, and it grew and grew. It's worldwide now, so I live in Lund now. And when I was diagnosed with bipolar 7 years ago, they told me about this place, and I've been involved. There's everything here. There's a recording studio for music. There's a band. There's a theater group that does plays, and even I think they're working on recording, so like putting stuff on out there into the world of theater. And there's a magazine. There's a podcast they do every Thursday. I mean, it's all free, and you don't have to be like myself diagnosed. You can just come and people are welcome to come and have a visit. You get a tour, and then you decide if this is something you're interested in, like to do. And one thing that I like to do is I want to talk to you, and I want to talk to other like-minded individuals, as well as the other side of the conversation of the flat Earth. But I'm more interested in your personal journey, and then also like what is your take on how it got. I mean, my first question is the aha moment. What was your aha moment though?
My aha moment was when I bought the Nikon. It was the P900 at the time, and I went down to the beach, and I zoomed in on a buoy that was over 10 miles away from just like 2 feet off the ground.
Is that why you bought the Nikon though?
What's that?
To zoom in on the, is that why you bought the Nikon to zoom in on
I
the
literally, I mean, without getting into the whole story, I was forced to look into flat Earth, and then I couldn't debunk it, and I said, all right, well, I'm not just going to believe all these videos, the boats over the horizon videos.
Right.
Like, that's pretty compelling. I go, but I need to see it myself. And I had heard about Nikon had just come out with their P900, and I spent $1,000 on a camera, a tripod, and went down. I had a perfect day. Literally, the chances of getting a perfect day to view something are slim. I mean, it literally, there's so many factors that have to go in: humidity, tide, wind, waves, everything. And it was cool, crisp, and glass. The water was
a perfect day.
It was a perfect day.
A perfect day meaning visibility.
Yeah, visibility. And so I was able to see the water beyond the buoy. And I'm like, that's impossible. So then I just assumed that the curvature calculator was wrong. And I went to the debunking websites, the flat earth debunking websites, and they're like, oh, well, you share, you're it's not from here to here, it's from here to here. So
Right.
it's a hump, it's not a drop. Like, okay, so that would make it, instead of 66 feet of curvature, or 60, we'll just round down, 60 feet of curvature, it's 30 feet of curvature. Well, that buoy is not 30 feet tall. The water, I can still see the water beyond the buoy.
So your aha moment, was it the buoy?
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
2014.
2014. Yeah, I wanted to go and ask the explosion. I moved here in Sweden in 2010, and I could go on. I went on Google back then, and I would punch it when I first heard flat Earth. I thought, no way. I punched in, do people really believe in flat Earth? Yes. How many? It was like under 100,000. Today, there's millions and millions and millions. How is this exploding if it's fake and false and wrong?
You know what would stop flat Earth? One proof of the globe. Just one. We have countless disprovings of the globe impossibility, the globe. The globe literally is a religion. It's a concept. It's a mathematical construct. The globe, in my opinion, the whole globe religion is to hide the creator, to hide your divinity, to keep you as a slave, to keep you in fear.
It's interesting because I saw a video the other day. You said you don't read the Bible and you don't. Do you believe now, or did you not believe in God? Now you do, or?
Of course. There are no atheist flat earthers. It's impossible. You can't be a flat earther and not believe in a creator. Before I was a flat earther, I didn't believe in the Bible. It's actually the Bible that kept me away from the creator. Because when I was a teenager, I went on a trip with a group called Young Life, and they had
Young Life.
Yeah,
I know Young Life.
Yeah,
great organization.
They had a Bible study. Like they brought us out to this cliff, and I'm born Jewish, non-practicing, pretty much. I went to temple a few times as a kid, and so I went on this trip with Young Life, and they're like, "Oh, we're doing a Bible study." I'm like, "Oh, that's a little." I felt a little awkward, but I'm like, "Okay, let's hear what it is." And the first passage he reads is the one where the stars fall to the earth. I'm like, well, that's stupid. A star can't fall to the earth. That's like, that's like saying, it's like a star, it would eat the earth, right? And then from that moment there, I disregarded the Bible as complete and total nonsense for 50 years.
Okay.
Or close to 50 years.
We'll call it. And then as you got the Nikon and you got the buoy zoom, and how much further after did you start getting back into the Bible?
Well, as soon as I realized the earth was flat, I was like, everything changed, Then I realized there's a creator. And the more I look, the more interesting it is. After Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole podcast ended, I started the Flat Earth podcast. It's the original. And Curious Jay was my host at the beginning, but then he had to leave for contractual reasons. He's an actor in Hollywood. And Matt Long, who comes from the Bible side, was my co-host. And it was awesome because I had the scientific side. He had the biblical side. I don't like leading with a biblical proof, because if you're not a Bible believer, it's a useless proof. It doesn't matter. No one's going to listen to it. But scientific proof works for every single person. So you lead with science, and then you say, and by the way, the Bible backs it up here. And that's my tech.
Another question can I ask? Is the burden of proof. I think I saw you debate someone, and you said that the burden of proof is on the globe side, not on the flat Earth side. Can you explain why is that, and why not both? Don't they both have to be burden of proof?
Well, the Earth is observed stationary. It is observed flat. So if you want to come and claim it's a vortexing spiral ball in space, the burden of proof is on you.
When you say observed, you mean with the senses, the five senses?
Go outside and look at a tree.
Okay, hold on. I'll be right back.
Now, is that tree stationary?
Yeah, no, yeah. Nothing moves. Nothing moves.
Well, I say that tree is doing cartwheels.
Clouds move.
That tree is actually doing cartwheels. Who needs to prove it? Imagine if you were taught flat Earth your whole life. Everyone's taught flat Earth, and Dave Weiss comes around and go, no. We're a ball spinning through space. We're vortex.
Wasn't that how it was though?
No, it was flat. Yeah, well, it was, and they came.
I mean, if we bring the Bible back into it, Adam and Eve, the Earth
Yeah,
is flat, and
every
it's
every
somewhere along the line.
ancient civilization was
Yeah.
a flat Earth civilization. Everyone, they're all flat until these guys came along with their NASA religion, and there was a lot of pushback for many years. But they took over the schooling system, they took over the newspapers and everything else, and hid our history.
Do you have any personal opinions on why the history was hidden? Like, what is the what is the you know why hide the truth behind anything?
Why would they lie? We are in this system, right? Where all the luminaries in the sky are part of this system. They're connected to us, right? Our manifestation comes with cycles of the moon. As the moon waxes, we gain manifestation. We manifest. And when the moon wanes, we release tension. And the cycle starts over and over. We used to live on a 13-month calendar. Excuse me. 13-month lunar calendar, but they've taken that away from us to keep us off kilter, because they don't want us living on this cycle where we could actually easily manifest all of our reality. Our thoughts create our reality. So we're these divine, extremely powerful, connected beings. But what do? They cap us off. They tell us we live on a ball, and they disconnect us from everything above. They're doing it with, look at what's going up in the sky. I don't know, what is it like in Sweden, dude? You have those beautiful white lines in the sky that black out the sky every day?
The chemtrails?
Yeah, you're not supposed to say
that
on YouTube, but go ahead.
Ah! Are we getting banned now?
No, we're not going to get banned. Just,
Do I have to beep it out?
Well, it wouldn't be a bad idea.
I'll have my guy beep it out.
All right.
Yeah, it depends on the day, on the weather, on the sunshine.
Yeah. So, but
it's really dark here from November till December,
right.
January.
So they probably don't even need to do it that much there. But again, all of that is to disconnect you from who you are, your true power, and it's about control. So people say, well, why? Why would they do it? What's the motivation? It's the ultimate motivation. It is the one thing that keeps us slaves in this helio.
Is it a money
matrix
thing?
It's not money. That money is fake.
It's not money.
Money is how they control us. Like the government. Check this out. So the government creates money by typing digits into a computer, right?
Right.
So if the government needs $20 billion or something,
right?
Do they just type 20 billion into a computer? And then who's doing the accounting? Who's checking to see what that 20? No one's checking. There's no one's checking, right? It's fake. They use
we're checking. We get in trouble for it.
So how are we going to check? We can't check. Well, we can't check.
Ask questions, knock on the door, write emails. I mean,
Yeah, that'll work out well.
Well, you're not going to get answers, but you get on a list.
Right.
So
yeah, well, we're on.
Can you go back to images? Actually, I have a question.
What images?
There was the one when you had all the ancient civilizations with the dome and the flat.
This one?
Yeah, the bottom right there is so those are that one. So if that's true, that would mean that the Earth is actually bigger, right?
If it's true,
which would mean that would take into account how we could see farther than the Earth curvature.
Well, no, at least that right? No. We can't see that far. We can only see, with the density of the air, 100, 200 miles easily. Higher up you are, the farther you can see. But this is impossible on a ball. This is just showing you how they'd be hiding more land, right? We live in here, right?
Yeah.
And here, let me go to an easier one to say.
My point I'm trying to, or a question I'm trying to ask is, if it is, let's say the Earth is 3 times the size that they're telling us, that NASA's told us, that science books, the whole thing is 3 times, 4 times, 5 times the size. If it's bigger,
what about a million times the size?
Yeah, let's say it's 1 million times the size. Wouldn't that mean, that's why it's flat, but then we have the curve, but we're wrong on the calculation of the curve, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so that's...
Is that a possibility?
That's just holding on to the globular belief. So we have views where we can see things that are too far beyond the curve. So we do the backwards math when we know those exact distances. And we have sightings of things where the Earth would have to be 1,000 times bigger than they tell us. 1,000. If the Earth is a ball 1,000 times bigger than they tell us,
yeah,
it's a problem in itself, right? But it's not a ball. We're not moving. There is no curvature. Now, even at that height, we'd be able to see that size. We'd be able to see curvature. This was the map that was published in 1907 in a Hawaiian magazine. It was found in a Buddhist temple, supposedly 10 centuries old. And it's showing all of these other continents out here. And people just can't get their mind around that. Well, the Earth was flat, and these are more lands out here in this outer space, right? Extra land, or it's extra territory, extra terra, extraterrestrials from the outer space, right here on Earth.
Yeah, too many questions. Sorry. When you had your aha moment, and for you, the Earth is flat. How soon was it after that you started preaching, and how much harassment do you get? If you have you gotten, do you still get it?
Yeah, no, that's the interesting question. So I was doing the podcast Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole out of New York City, and it was a very big podcast. It was it was a podcast studio there, and the podcast was getting huge. It was myself, my friend Tim, and a comedian named Mike, who tried to turn everything that we say into a fart joke, and that was the premise of the whole thing. It was, Tim and I were the truth seekers, and he would try to debunk it and make jokes out of it, which is kind of funny, truth and humor. And then we had looked into everything, right? 9/11, Sandy Hook, Boston, everything. We're just taking everything to pieces. And then Flat Earth started coming up, and I just refused to even look. I'm like, that's just one step too far. But then after I, had my 2 weeks of trying to debunk it, and then I got my P900 and made a whole bunch of observations. I could see people on a beach 7 miles away, and I'm literally sitting at the edge of the water, and I could see people on the beach. I'm like, that is impossible.
Like from head to toe, the whole person.
I could see the water lapping on the sand, and I could see the people
camera
through the camera, and I'm sitting right, and with refraction, with splitting it, saying that the hump is in the middle. I shouldn't be able to see any of them.
Yeah.
Right. And so I then was like, I can't mention it. I don't want to mention this on the podcast because we're going to lose all our listeners. Right. That was like the one time I had a thought of views over truth. And then I realized, like 1 week later, I'm like, I got to bring this up. I got to talk about it. So I brought up, and both Tim and Mike were like, get out of here. And they were railing against it. But then the more I brought it up, it actually became a part of the show every week. And we'd talk about it. And after about a year, it literally caused too much tension on the show. And we decided the show ran 3 years, and we ended the show. And that's when I started the Flat Earth podcast, because there was no podcast, lots of videos on YouTube, but there was no actual podcast about Flat Earth. And that went viral. That podcast went viral. And so that's where I am. And I ended up leaving my own business and everything because this was interfering. This truth journey was
it?
And I walked
harassment.
No, it well, harassment.
Make fun of you.
Well, it's not that I cared that they made fun of me. It's that my truth journey, it wasn't just Flat Earth. I was going after some big players in my state. I'm trying not to mention anything specific. On one of the fake shooting hoax that happened in Connecticut, and I was going after these lawyers that were part of it, this lawyer group, and I was making videos about them. That lawyer group happened to represent one of our biggest clients in our firm, and I'm like, and my partner is freaking out. Rightly so.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. And so I took down those videos, I'm torn. I'm torn because I've worked my way, through college, through corporate America. I have my own business now, and I'm making more money than I ever thought I'd make. And my truth journey is like, this is what you should be doing. And it just goes against everything that I was brought up to think. I was brought up, you want to become successful and everything. They don't teach you about being entrepreneuric. And, and I was able to escape corporate America and do that. And it was amazing. And now I'm thinking of walking away from it all. So things are coming to a head. Things are coming to a head. And you mentioned Owen Benjamin before. And I was talking to Owen Benjamin walking into the office one day, and I said, yeah, I'm actually considering walking away from all of this. And he goes, just do it. He goes, just do it. He goes, and the creator will make sure everything works out. And I'm like, wow, I was like, I didn't have that much faith back then, or maybe it was growing very quickly at that point. And so I hung up with him. And as I walked into the office, I asked God for a sign. I said, give me a sign if I should actually leave. I need a sign. And my partner, first thing he says to me, he goes, hey, Dave, we were in the solar power business. He goes, we're doing a residential job. There's residential, which is little tiny systems on houses,
right,
and commercial, which are, 500 houses in one job. They both take the same amount of work. One makes you 500 times more the money and less hassles because you don't have to deal with the husband and wife. So he goes, we're doing a residential job. I'm like, really? Why? And he goes, it's for the Clintons. Right? The Clintons. Yeah. I don't know if you know the politics in America. The Clintons are literally the most evil.
Yeah.
Right. And I looked up at God and I said,
Bill and Hillary.
Yeah. Bill and Hillary. And I said, can you give me another one, please? I need another one. And it was either later that day or the next day. I don't remember. My partner goes, hey, we have, when we put a solar system on a roof, we have rights to the roof. We have access rights. We kind of own the roof a little bit. And he goes, all the roofs that we have easements on, we're going to put up, I'm partnering with this, I don't know. This one will get us censored. 1, 2, 3, 4, the next number, and then A, B, C, D, E, F. So those two. So
why does that get censorship too? It's so weird.
Because they don't want people talking about it. So those type of towers, he goes, we're going to be putting those up on our roofs. I was like, okay, I got it. And within a couple of days, I resigned, and I left, which was crazy. And I had gone home to, and I had to pay my bills. It was the end of the month or whatever. And I'm like, oh boy. And I have my app, which is the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. And it was just starting to take off. It's starting to make a little bit of money. And the money had just come in from Apple. And I went to pay my bills and I paid all my bills. And I had $1 left over. I was like, okay.
God's good.
I got it. God is good. And that's a long story, but you kind of asked the question. So that was my moment. That's when and as far as getting
harassment. Do you go to the grocery store and get tomatoes thrown at you?
No, not at all. Not at all. People, it used to be worse back in 2014, 15, 16, around there, but now, people are actually asking questions. There's people like, yeah, I've heard about flat Earth. 10 years ago, you go, yeah, the Earth is flat. They're like, oh, you're crazy. And they wouldn't even listen. Yeah. Now they're like, I've seen stuff. I've heard stuff. Hey, and I get recognized now. I go out. People like, I know you. And I've seen you. When I was Alex Jones, I left literally from the studio. Eddie Bravo took me to the airport, and I'm in the airport walking around. I got recognized by 3 people. They're like, I just saw you on Alex Jones, and I'm like, no, I go, it wasn't me. They're like, same shirt. Same shirt. I'm like, damn. But it's getting to the point where we're at the tipping point. I think it's already tipped, but and more people are coming out.
I got another question. Are you what do you say when you hear this? Are you controlled opposition?
Yeah, I hear it all the time. I was on a street
Yeah.
last night. People say, one guy bet his life that I'm controlled opposition. I'm like, you don't value your life very much. Yeah, the controlled opposition, that would be mean that, I have an agenda or somebody is telling me what to do. I can honestly tell you that nobody has ever spoken to me telling me, other than flat earthers and globers, but nobody has ever told me what to do or anything. And they accuse me of being a shill because I have so many subs. I only have 108,000 or whatever. And my other channel is stuck at 99.8 for the last year. Okay, which is impossible, right? Because there's too many people coming to it. And because I work hard, how come you're on so many shows? Because I work hard to get the message out to new people, they think I'm a shill because I'm at the top of the pack. They're like, who appointed you leader? I'm not your leader. I'm not anyone's leader. Yeah. I just do what I do the best that I can do it. And it would really be great if flat earthers could come together and work together like the globers do. I mean, even though flat earthers are divided, they're attacking each other. Flat earthers, the globers do and say whatever you want. I don't pay attention to you. I don't care about you. But it's flat earthers attacking other flat earthers that cause the damage.
Yeah.
That's what causes the damage. The globers, say whatever you want. You are a glober. You believe in a spinning, vortexing, impossible space vacuum, solar system. Feel free. I don't care about your opinion. It's the flat earthers attacking other flat earthers that are the issue. For example, Eric Dubay, he was the lead guy. We invited him to be the headliner at the first conference. And instead of saying yes or no, thank you, he said, nobody go to that conference. They're all shills. What is that about?
Yeah. And there is a lot of weird stuff in the community. I
think we're in a
been able to research, but I can't research why.
Yeah, we're in. It's a spiritual war we're in. That's what's going on.
Yeah. What if they were to take you out, wouldn't that kind of prove flat Earth, right? And then assassination on politics normally proves that they don't like their politics. And the people love them so much, so we got to take them out.
I believe in free will. I believe that fear is the only thing to fear, and that that if you don't lower yourself below somebody, they can't affect you.
If you don't lower yourself,
like the people that they're not going to just come and kill me. Otherwise, they would have done that already. I think God's got my back. I think that when you live in fear is what ends up killing you, and your thoughts attract what you think. Like if you think that somebody is going to mug you one day and steal all your money, you're going to get mugged and someone's going to steal your money. Right?
Yeah, the power
I
of thought.
don't think any of that. I don't think that. The power of thought is beyond. That's what they don't want you to know.
Are you going to be in the looking with your camera this Friday, June 6, 2025, to see the 6 planets line up or 7 planets line up? Are you going to be looking at that stuff? Are you going to try?
No, I'm going to be hiding in my bunker because if all those planets line up, the gravity is going to just suck us into one ball, and we're all going to be dead. That's the end of humanity.
I saw the show. What was his name? John Will Way.
The Way of Will, John.
The Way of Will, John. Yeah, that was a good one. The guy you talked to,
the physicist. He was
the
honest guy. Now the globers are like, he's not a real physicist. He's a setup plan. Well, he's an actor. That's all they have. That's all they have. It's crazy.
Right. But I mean, are you gonna get out there and look at the nice guy?
I didn't even know about it, but if it's clear, which it won't be probably because they chemtrail the crap out of the sky when there's anything worth seeing.
There's another sensor right there.
Yeah, well, I
just said it.
I did. Thank you for pointing it out.
So how do you talk to somebody who doesn't know the flat Earth and they don't even know what they believe in themselves? How would you approach that?
When you ask somebody, how fast is the Earth spinning? How fast is it orbiting?
Exactly.
How fast is it chasing the sun? They don't.
No one knows.
But
no
here,
one knows.
and here's what I point out. I say, if you knew your own model, the globe heliocentric model, the helio-nonsensical model, you would be a flat earther. That's a fact. Flat earthers.
Well, I don't know about a flat earther. I do believe that the heliocentric model is BS, but that doesn't mean that the Earth is flat for me. So I'm looking more towards this geocentric.
Well, geocentric ball, a geocentric ball. Let me ask you a question. If something doesn't curve, then it's what?
Something else.
No, then it's flat. It doesn't move.
Okay. I see. You're talking geometry and
if something doesn't, if something doesn't move, then it's what?
Stationary.
Okay, so where is exclusive evidence that the Earth is curved or moving?
Wouldn't it be the seasons and the the sun is here, it's gone, now here's the moon, and then the sun is here, it's gone, here's the moon. Wouldn't it be that simple? So here's my app, and this outer line is the Tropic of Capricorn. The inner yellow line is the Tropic of Cancer. So that's the Tropic of Cancer when the sun. Yeah, Tropic of Cancer.
Yeah, so just listen. You gotta focus.
Yeah.
This is when we have our inner northern summer on a flat Earth, and then it goes out here to the Tropic of Capricorn, in our winter when the sun is farther away from us. So on a globe, that would be the Tropic of Cancer is here, and the Tropic of Capricorn is down here. So they'd both be the same size because they're equidistant from the equator. Right?
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes.
So
yes.
They're both at equal latitudes, north and south. So there's a thing called the analemma. Are you familiar with the analemma?
I've never heard. I can't. No.
The analemma is if you go outside and take a picture of the sun every day or every week for a year, it'll make this shape in the sky. And when the sun is closer to you, they would be higher. So there's a small loop and a big loop. Now, this was taken in the north because the small loop is on the top, which just means it's closer, right? Like if you're looking at streetlights, the one closest to you is highest, but the one down the street is lower, right? So if I was in the south, the big loop would be on the top. So why is there a big loop and a small loop? And so on a flat Earth, the sun goes like this. It's making this loop. And it looks like that. So you got the big loop and the small loop. It's making a big loop and a small loop. Small loop down here, big loop up there. This is done. This was taken in the south. Viewer is here, right? The viewer of this is in the south because you have the big, it's a little hard to see, but it's a big loop and a small loop. And that is impossible on a globe. That only works on a flat Earth, right? And so when people say, well, seasons, right? Seasons. Do you know that in our north in the summer, the sun is farther from us than it is in our winter on the heliocentric model? You're muted, or I don't hear your voice at all. While you try to figure that out.
Hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, I read that.
Yeah. So think about this. Here's the flat Earth. We're outside and it's freezing cold. And somebody comes over with a heat lamp and holds it above this person, and now they're warm, right? This person's warm.
Right.
Where do you see the sun? And they point straight. Oh, it's right there. Well, what about you? Where do you see the sun? Well, it's the same height, but it's over there. It's lower. It's not up there. It's over there, right? So this person walks over, keeping it at the exact same height. The sun's getting lower for this person. And it's getting higher for this person. Now it's his summer and her winter. That's all it is. That's what seasons are.
Is it possible there's more than one explanation? It's not round or flat. Is it possible it could be something else that we don't know?
Well,
and we're just pointing and saying it's flat because, left and right.
Well, that's not white. It. If we look here,
liberal,
this is the system we live in. It's something like this. And we live on this dielectric plane. The physicality of the world that we live in is all in this 1% of this system. That's all we're talking about. And this 1% system measures flat, it's level, it's not rotating. All of the energy is rotating around us. Everything in the sky are luminaries. They're not Earth or all the other planets around. What planets? They're lights. We're not a light. We're not in the sky, right? So we live on a level, horizontal, non-rotating, topographical plane. And the rest, we don't know. So that's it.
I think that was my question, was talking to somebody. What if you're trying to show them and they just don't see it?
There are certain people
that are
not here. Well, I used to get frustrated, but I'm pretty good at sizing up people. I understand there's people that no matter what you show them, they won't see. So move on. Next.
Is that stupidity or is that brainwashing? Is that?
I think it's
indoctrination. I mean, why won't they?
It's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything. And I think the people that are spiritually ungrounded, they have the hardest time of all. And it's and also the highly educated, right? Or should I say indoctrinated? The higher a degree you have in these sciences will blind you from the truth. Let me just quickly tell you about this 5-hour video. People sent it to me. I go, I'm not watching a 5-hour video. You're out of your mind, right? And I don't have time to watch a 5-hour video. And another person,
I'm already thinking that.
Another person sent it to me, and I was like, why are people sending me this video? And so one night at 11 p.m., I was cleaning up. I was like, let me just throw this video on the TV there. And so I threw it up. And while I'm cleaning up, 5 minutes later, I stop. I'm just staring at the TV. 10 minutes later, next thing, it's 4:00 in the morning. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And I was shaking my head, went to work, did my thing, came back, watched it again. I watched a 5-hour video twice in one day.
10 hours of the same video?
Yeah.
Because the information is...
I guarantee if you watch that video from beginning to end, when you get to the end, you're going to go back to the beginning and start over. Guaranteed.
All right.
Guaranteed.
Well, I will...
3 Bitcoins for one globe proof. That's a proof that the Earth is a globe that's exclusive to the globe. People, well, about seasons? Well, seasons point for blue flat Earth. What about sunsets? Easily proven on a flat Earth. Well, what about the Khalifa Tower? You can watch the sunset and then hop in the elevator and watch the sunset again. Works perfectly on a flat Earth.
I've seen your where you take your and you go like this on your kitchen counter.
Oh yeah, that just shows the perspective.
Yeah, I've seen that. The perspective makes a lot of sense. And if you were to go up in a tower, of course, if it's always above the Earth, the sun, you should be able to see it. If you go up higher until it's completely away and out of the.
People don't understand how a sunset works. So check this out. You got the sun here. You got this viewer here, right? And the sun is going away. It's just going away, and it goes away and it disappears beyond the horizon. Now I just moved it back. This person cannot see the sun because it's blocked by this mountain. Okay. But if he gets a balloon, he goes up, now he can see the sun. So the sun goes farther away. Now he can't see it again because the mountain's in the way. So he has to go up higher and he can see it again. Right?
Yeah.
This is not exclusive to a globe. This works on a flat Earth. And people say, well, there's not always mountains in the distance. The atmosphere over distance becomes opaque, and then it also compresses into a line that we call our horizontal eye zone or the horizon, right? And things just go beyond it because the sun is above it. The atmosphere is above your eye line, but it looks like it's at your eye level. The sun just goes beyond it.
Let's end on that.
All right. Thanks. FlatEarthDave.com. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, you made it. Välkommen till final program. Final, you know what I'm saying. The end of the show. Välkommen till välkommen till behandling. Avslutning? Yeah, I don't know. Your poem, your gift. Thank you. You gonna die? I'm gonna die. It's a fact of life. Don't wonder why, no need to cry. Wipe your eye. There's always pecan pie, rhubarb pie, pumpkin pie, key lime pie, banana cream pie, white chocolate chip Reese's Pieces, New York style cheesecake. For goodness sake, what's at stake? Grim Reaper, your soul take. Like a garden rake. Be careful, the snake. Round or flat, your decision to make. Don't be fake, for heaven's sake, or fire's lake. Pump the brake, Kendrick over Drake. Duh. Jimmy Jumpin' Jake. Don't forget to bake. Until next time, be kind. Rewind. Watch it again to the end. Fikafredag. Tack så mycket.